Hi, and welcome to another episode of Inspire Me. My name's Haley Farquhar, and I'm here with Lisa Cox from Ministry of Forests. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Haley?
I'm good. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
So what is your profession?
I work as a recreation officer as a part of Ministry of Forests and as a part of Recreation Sites and Trails BC.
Awesome. So why did you choose this line of work?
Because I like to be outside and I get to spend part of my day outside. And I like to recreate, so it was a good fit.
You were saying before that this is 25 years, so what's made you stay this long with it and still be passionate about everything?
Well, I haven't always been a rec officer. I've sort of worked my way up the ranks. So it took me a while to become the rec officer. So I always worked underneath someone. So he was my motivator to begin with. And then also I get to be outside and I have a pension.
Awesome. So how would you become a rec officer or someone in the line of work for, say, a young person like me? Like, what skills do you need?
Well, I went to school at Selkirk College in Castlegar. I did a 2-year program there. And like I said, I didn't always get to do recreation. I worked in all of the departments within the Ministry of Forests, and recreation always sort of struck a chord with me. So that's sort of where I strive to be.
If you could say one thing that the best part of your job, what would it be?
Being outside and representing the people that like to recreate, making sure there's those opportunities for them.
Awesome. So what does a day in the life of a rec officer look like?
Well, if I could get outside, and when I get outside, just hopping in the truck and usually picking an area that I have to inspect. We have very many rec sites and trails, so going out and inspecting the trails. We have contractors that maintain them, so making sure that they are in good shape, and then also making sure that the people that are using them are abiding by the rules.
Thanks for coming again, Lisa.
You're welcome.
This has been Inspire Me, brought to you by the Kimberley Youth Action Network, and I'm Haley Farquhar. Hi, I'm Haley, and this is Inspire Me. Today we have Grant Farquhar with the Paramedics of British Columbia. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about your profession itself?
So paramedics in British Columbia carry a whole different array of licenses. There's critical care paramedics, advanced care paramedics, primary care paramedics, and EMR paramedics. I happen to be a primary care paramedic, which is the highest license level here in Kimberley.
So why did you choose this career?
Originally, I started with BC Ambulance as a community service. I've always been involved in first aid, so it was an easy transition for me from first aid attendant to paramedic, and I do it mainly because I've got a lot of family and friends in this town that I believe I can help.
For young people, how would you suggest that they get into this job?
For young people, it does take some time and some pre-qualifiers, so you have to be 19 years of age, so it does take a few years after high school, but I would recommend getting involved in first aid classes, whether it's at the Aquatic Center or at the College of the Rockies. Take first aid, starting to learn those skills, and those skills will develop over time. Once you turn 19, you go get your specialized driver's license, and you get your specialized training, and you apply to BC Ambulance Service. And currently, it's a great opportunity for a career because we're always looking for paramedics out here in the rural and remote areas, and that's where Kimberley is a good starting point.
Oh, that's good. So there's lots of, what you're saying is there's more opportunity in smaller towns now than there was before.
Currently, that's the best way to get hired by BC Ambulances out here in small town British Columbia, whether it's Kimberley or another community of our size and nature. But yeah, there is a lot of opportunities currently in BC Ambulance Service for young people to make that their career.
Awesome. So could you give me a summary of what a day in the life of a paramedic would look like?
Well, it all really depends of where you're doing that paramedic work. If you're in a big center, the paramedic work is call after call. It can be array from a shooting to a drug overdose to a pregnancy. For us out here in Kimberley, we do a lot of medical calls in a day. We spend a lot of time conversing with the community and trying to promote health within the community. So the emergent calls in Kimberley are a little bit different than they are in Vancouver and big centers, but we still get our car accidents, and so we show up at the hall ready to attend any call that may come in.
Awesome. Now, how many years have you been with the paramedics?
So I joined BC Ambulance Service back in 2001. We've got paramedics here in town that have been as long as 30 years. And our newest people are under 1 year. So we've got quite an array of people here in Kimberley, and it is a great opportunity. We are trying to inspire young people in our community to join the service and provide that service to the community.
What makes you come back and do it every day?
It's the variety in the job, I believe, Haley. You know, I'm pretty fortunate that I live in this community my whole life, so I give back to the people I care about. But if you were a young person wanting to get started, paramedicine is always changing. There's new innovative tools that we get to use each and every day. So it is quite a changing profession.
Well, thanks again, Grant, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
This has been Inspire Me by the Kimberley Youth Action Network. Hi, I'm Haley Farquhar. This is Inspired Me, brought to you by the Kimberley Youth Action Network. Today we have Lori Clark with Summit Community Services. Thanks for coming, Lori.
Yeah, no problem, Haley.
So can you tell me what is your profession?
So I am a counselor. So right now I work with Summit Community Services in their Women's Support Program, and we do primarily trauma counseling.
So why did you choose this career path?
So I have been in this field since 2000 when I graduated from the University of Alberta, and I began working with children and youth, and it's just kind of progressed from there where I've gotten more and more into the field of trauma counseling specifically, where it's such a huge field and such a place of need that it was just felt like the right fit the more I got into it.
So for a young person like myself, how would someone get into this counseling career?
Okay, so there's actually a whole lot of different entry points for people to get into counseling. Mental health and wellness is a huge field. It's a big discussion topic in our society today. So to get in, since you can start with your diploma, so you can do a 2-year degree at any college and go into human services work. And that's really a good starting point, that stepping stone to get in. To go into more of the counseling realm, you want to have your bachelor's degree, so that's going to be your 4-year degree. And then lots of people, myself included, work in the field for a while and then go into their master's programming.
So could you just give me a summary of what a day in the life of a trauma counselor would look like?
Okay, so primarily we work in office. A lot of the topics that we discuss are really sensitive for people, so we want to make sure that it's in a calm and comforting environment. So we have small offices with really, the lighting has to be conducive, the environment. Lots of people think counseling, they think I'm going to lay on the couch and the person's going to sit behind us, and that's so not what it is. It's sitting down face to face. So we sit down with clients usually an hour at a time. And really, a lot of it's about relationship building up that trust. So within an 8-hour day, we're probably going to see 4 to 5 people and an hour at a time. And so you have to spend that time preparing before you meet with somebody. Then you have that hour of connection. And then you have probably a half an hour after each session, just kind of to decompress yourself and to make sure that you've got all your notes and your paperwork and that kind of piece done as well.
Awesome. So how long have you been in this career?
So 16 years now. I started in the school system primarily, And then I've been working here in Kimberley for the past just about 3 years now.
Wow. So after 16 years, what makes you still in love with the job that you do?
That's really a big piece of it, is seeing the impact that I can have on the people that I work with. Lots of people, when I tell them that I do trauma counseling, it's really ooh, that sounds tough, but those little pieces of change that you see with people, it's absolutely the best moment that you can have in your day. So just that one moment where somebody says, that I feel that little bit better, that makes it completely worth it.
That sounds incredible. Thanks for coming, Lori.
Yeah, no problem, Haley.
I'm Haley Farquhar. This has been Inspired Me, brought to you by the Kimberley Youth Action Network.